YouTubers and cinephiles, welcome back to another edition of Nerd with me, John Ricky here. So let me take you back to the year 1985. Michael Jackson is king. Everyone's still coming down from the big high of Return of the Jedi in 1983, and what also gave rise to a classic gem of a film called Back to the Future. A part of the first wave of producer team Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy. I think you might have heard of them before. Under the fresh production company of Emblem Entertainment, aka the predecessor to what became known as DreamWorks Studios. Brought to them by another uber team of producer, writers, and directors, Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, who were just recently coming off the high of Romancing the Stone a year earlier. Now, if you haven't seen it, I gotta wonder, where the hell have you been? Or if you were too young to see it, let me give you a refresher of what it's about. Basically, it's about this average kid of the 80s gets thrust back into the 50s and meets his mom and dad as teens. That's it in a nutshell. That's the elevator pitch. But basically, this kid who pals around with this kooky scientist ends up inadvertently getting stuck back in time because the scientist, aka Dr. Brown, created a time machine out of a car, and he gets stuck in the 50s and has to figure out how to get back home. Now, when you think about time travel movies, usually this is the film that you go to. This is the first movie that you think of because it really created a lot of the rules that most films that involve time travel go by. I mean, they basically wrote the Bible for it, so to speak. And you know what? I mean, hey, I hate to say it, but it's ahead of its time. I mean, it literally broke the rules and created some at the same time, and it works perfectly. Not only the fact that the situation, the certain aspects of a time travel film were created here, but not only that, the mechanics of time travel in film, but they also paired it with great characters and played expertly by excellent actors that just embody these characters wholeheartedly, almost to the point of really you can't like differentiate them from those characters. Like, I still see Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown, and he's just Doc Brown to me. He's not even Christopher Lloyd. It's just like, yeah, Doc Brown. But he has had a killer career even before that. I mean, he was a TV star while he was filming this movie with the show Taxi. And that is the same thing for Michael J. Fox, who was a big star, big television star on Family Ties before taking the role of Marty McFly, the centerpiece of it all. Well, more Doc Brown was the centerpiece, but Marty McFly, one of the best protagonists of the 80s, if not ever. But anyway, these two characters, these two actors, if they hadn't gotten it right, this wouldn't have worked the way it is. I mean, because Christopher Lloyd gives a great performance. You believe him as this kooky doctor that's so obsessed with time. And you believe Marty McFly as this guy, you know, this teenager of the 80s who just embodies it so well. Fun fact, you know that Michael J. Fox was the original choice, but he couldn't do it because he was so busy with Family Ties. And they actually shot the whole film with a different actor, an actor by the name of Eric Stoltz. If you don't know who I'm talking about, he was the drug dealer in that famous scene from Pulp Fiction, you know, the syringe scene. But they shot the whole movie with him, and they had to reshoot it all the way with Marty McFly. With Michael J. Fox. See, there I go. You can almost say it was kind of like the same situation that happened with Justice League. Well, except they didn't have to change everything. They just had to reshoot everything with a different actor. But I digress. But anyway, look, the story itself of this film is just incredible. I mean, the way it's written is incredible because there is no fat to it, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no scenes that feel like, wow, you really didn't need that, you really didn't need this. And the way they portray time and how even like kind of almost like destinies or the circle of life always comes around or goes in just a slightly different direction particularly with family dynamics. Like, this movie is about family, you know, particularly Marty's family, with him going back and seeing his parents first meet or possibly not meet, because his involvement in being there just messes with the timeline, which creates a great, classic, amazing, iconic plot device that really brings tension at the climax of the film. But, you know, thinking about it now, I mean, it's just an amazing, if you know what Ouroboros is, you know, like the snake eating itself, you know, or rather the circle of life. You see his dad, and he's like a biggest nerd, and meanwhile you go back to Marty's time, and he's kind of like, well, not a nerd, but he's cool. He's like an everyday Joe type of thing. Really plays with juxtaposition and so on and so forth. Anyway, like, just the way it's written, the dialogue is snappy, quippy, hilarious, and just heartfelt at the same time, and works so well with the themes that are involved in the story. And man, I mean, like, the direction, the production of this film, I mean, the attention to detail, you know, like seeing what was different in the 50s and how little intricacies, like, you watch it over and over and over again, you can actually pick up things that you didn't even pick up the first time or the last time that you watched it. Robert Zemeckis really held a tight ship on this production and let nothing go to waste. And also, man, I mean, the kick-ass soundtrack, both the popular, inspired by the film soundtrack, and also just the orchestral score by Alan Silvestri. You hear that score, you know exactly what movie it is. You can't even second guess it. It's not even a good trivia question, because you know it right off the bat. And the visual effects, even for that time, 1985, like, that was like watching a Christopher Nolan movie do another Interstellar or something like that, or 2001 Space Odyssey. I mean, it's just like, it's crazy. Or what you see with all the Marvel movies, that's how good the visual effects are, and they actually still work today. Yeah, they look slightly dated because, I mean, hey, it's 1985, you know, that's 33 years ago and some change. But you know what, I'll tell you what, even to this day, like, it still looks pretty good. All in all, Back to the Future, it is a total package. I mean, the visual effects, the production, the writing, the acting, the casting is phenomenal. I mean, everyone in that movie fits their part just pitch perfect, man. And the direction is just impeccable, and it deserved all the accolades it got, all the attention, all the iconography that comes with this film. It earned every drop of that awesomeness. And on that note, Back to the Future gets,
I'll be back.
Yes, I've been back again and again and again and again to Back to the Future, man. I'll tell you what, if you have not seen this, I am jealous of you, man, because you gotta watch it and just soak in all the awesomeness that you're about to receive. Anyway, YouTubers and Cinephiles, what did you think of it? Have you seen it? Will you see it? Or do you just want to watch it over and over and over again? Let's talk about this, YouTubers and Cinephiles. Y'all take care. And that'll be it for now, YouTubers and Cinephiles. If you like the content and you want to comment, like, share amongst your friends, but do me a favor and look below the video and click that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can get more amazing content like you just witnessed today. Y'all take care, YouTubers and Cinephiles.